Alrighty, guys. I'm back here on Chess, and I'm going to do some puzzles. I do these puzzles on my phone quite a bit, just when I'm sitting around, hanging out on the couch, watching TV, or sitting in front of my computer with nothing to do. I'll just pop open these puzzles. They're just kind of a great way to keep your mind fresh and do something different. Every time these puzzles, they're basically looking for four or five, one or two moves to make the best moves. Now, in this case, let's see here. Our queen is being attacked, so we want to move the queen. Are there any tactics that we could do? So there's a couple things that we could do here. I'm not always good at these puzzles, but if this comes, see, I could slide. I could take this guy here, and it comes with check. He's gonna have to move. The only option he would have would be to move here. Do I have anything to follow up that with? I don't know. So I got a couple options here. Number one is take here with check. Number two would be to slide my rook over here to put pressure on their queen in response. They take, I take, they move down with check. I have to slide my king over here, and then they take my rook. So now that's a bad sequence of events. So I'm going to stick with this and see if that's, nope, puzzle failed. All right, let's try this. Puzzle failed. So neither one of those was the correct solution. All right. Slide this rook over to get check. Yeah, so that's what it wants me to do. And now, no. Checkmate. Yep. Okay. So there's the pattern. So this is why I do these puzzles, because you can see I am not great at these puzzles. My puzzle rating is even less than my game rating. Oops. So he takes, and then just like I said, I have a check here, which cuts off the king. The king's only option is to slide here. And in that case, the king's only option is to slide there. If I can get a check along this diagonal, that's checkmate. So, yep. Slide the king over. Why can't we do the... All right, we can't do the opposite. We can't go in the opposite direction because... Slides the king over, and then I need to slide... Yep, see, I wouldn't be able to get my queen over into that diagonal. So we'd have to finagle it. Yeah, so this is checkmate in two. Check. The king has to move out of the way, and then all I have to do, so these squares are cut off, all I have to do is somehow put the king in check, and that's checkmate. All right. Next puzzle. So he's capturing a pawn. Let's see here. He captures a pawn there. What material do I have to work with? I have this rook. I have this bishop. So this pawn is protected by this bishop. Okay, here's something. I could push this pawn because he can't take it. But then does that do anything? He just doesn't take it. And then even if I push past, even if I were to push past, all right, let's do that, the square again. So if this pawn moves to this square, then my queening square looks like this, right? So the square that I'm looking to make, in fact, I can even do it from this one too, but if I push the pawn here, then this is the length of the side of a square, and this is what the square looks like. This king does have a... No, it doesn't. The king is cut off. The king cannot. Okay, so now I'm onto something. If I go here with my pawn, No, because that blocks off the rook, so the king could get there. So no. So, yeah, so my queening square, if I push my pawn, that pawn is not going to be fast enough because the king can easily get within the queening square, even here or here. And then once I push past, yes, it exposes a check, but the king can just keep walking and can easily capture that pawn. So that's not the path that I want to take. The king is on a light square, so my dark square bishop is not going to help much. Now I'm looking for things that are lined up. What's lined up? Guys, I don't know on this one. Let's see. So if this is his queening square for this pawn, my king still has time to move in and capture that, or at least stop it from queening. Okay, here's something. I can slide my rook here, which puts this king in check. Notice, this king cannot approach my king, so these squares are blocked off. This pawn is blocking this square, so that's blocked off. So if I were to go here, put their king in check, the only option they have is to go here. Okay, so then my rook is cutting off all these squares. This pawn is still cutting off that square. That bishop heading up to here now slices that diagonal, so that's checkmate. So yep, I think that's what we're going to do. So I think this puzzle goes like this. Puts him in check. He has only one square to go to. Notice that the king is protecting that bishop. He can't take back. That's checkmate. Hey, we did it. All right, let's move on to the next one. Okay, so we're dealing with, I am the white pieces. I'm down in material. So that's my first thought process, is I'm down in material. I've got, my opponent has two rooks. I've got a rook and a bishop. My king is safe enough for now. This bishop is slicing across here. Or, okay, so this is that same trick we did that Jordan noticed. And remember in the game that I played against Jordan? He said, remember, if you had moved your queen down, you could pick up the rook. So I can go down here and basically create that spear. So by moving my rook here, I put their king in check. The only thing he can do to block is to move his king out of the way, and he's too far to defend his other rook. So I'm guessing that's the solution. Yep. We pick up a free rook. Now we are up in material. Excellent, excellent, excellent. See, this is why we always analyze our games afterwards. We can see these patterns. So these are just the puzzles. I'm going to do one more just to kind of, but this is what I normally do, is I just kind of feel them out. This little rating system across the bottom will tell you, in fact, when we finish this, I wonder if this will tell me, yeah, rating. So it tells you the rating of the puzzle. Basically, these puzzles are games that Lichess has pulled out. It's a computer algorithm that pulls out these things that says, hey, here is obviously one set of moves that is better than another set of moves. And it came from a game with such and such rating. So that's why it can tell you the rating of this puzzle. And then that's how it can judge me. If the puzzle rating is higher than my current rating, and I guess it, I get it correct, my rating goes up. If the puzzle is lower rating and I get it wrong, my rating goes down. It works just like ELO against an opponent. So this little thing here tells you like how well you're doing. So my last however many 20 games or so, you know, I went down, I went up, I went down, 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 up. You could see my history of getting these right or wrong. So let's go back to this one. So this is a queen move to here. He is looking for checkmate. So if this pawn moves out of the way and frees up this bishop, that queen coming down is checkmate. So I need to be careful of that. Do I have, so I'm the black pieces. Do I have anything? What could I do? No. I was thinking if I take there, he can... no, he's got plenty of defenders on it. So he's got 3 defenders, and I've got 2 attackers. So that's not going to work. What about... what if I were to just move this up here? Does that do anything? This knight defends that, and this knight is blocking that. Doesn't really do anything, does it? No, because the queen has lots of squares it can go to, so we're not trapping the queen. If I move here, do I have anything down this line? Not really. So I do have... all right, let's look for things that are in line. So I'm looking for lines like this, where things are lined up, that maybe I can attack 2 pieces at once. Another strategy is always to look for make your stuff work double for you. So not just moving it, but moving it with purpose. Attack something and defend something at the same time. Attack 2 things at once. All right, let's look at knight moves. What can this knight do? Can this knight go anywhere interesting? No, not really. I have a bad habit of covering my mouth when I'm thinking. So I'm trying not to do that while I'm recording this puzzle, or recording this video. So if I were to go here, it doesn't help stop that. And even if I were to push up, that doesn't stop this. Well, it would. No, because I've got nothing defending it, so it wouldn't help in the long run. Let's see here. What if I were to... so his queen is technically undefended right now. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go, look at this. I can slide this guy up here. The queen is under attack. He still has 1 move to make before he puts me in the threat of checkmate. And by moving my bishop here, I am forking 2 pieces, right? My bishop slices across both of those. So my opponent will then have a couple of decisions to make. Number 1, they can move their queen out of the way, and I pick up a free rook. That still doesn't solve the threat of checkmate, but they still have to make another move, and I still have something like this. So yeah, I can still defend against that checkmate, but that skewer or fork looks pretty good to me because that square is backed up by my own queen. So I'm going to try that. Perfect. Oh, okay. So this guy is now saying he wants a queen trade. So do I take there? He takes here. That eliminates my concern of the checkmate over here. And I can't move. Okay, so I might have to take this trade because I can't take back here because then he's just got that. But then I've still got this. So I could take here. He takes. I take. So it's still not clear to me yet, guys. I did not mean to click on that, stupid. So that's where sometimes I have the confirmation of move. We knew that wasn't going to happen. I was just looking. Okay, so the question is, do I take here or do I take here? Do I eliminate their queen now and have to deal with the threat of this passed pawn? But I've got a rook sitting here. I'm not quite in danger yet of letting that promote. And it would give me eyeballing on that guy there as well. So I'm going to go this way. So this is my decision. And yes, that was the correct decision. And then I come back up and I end up going, in this whole exchange, I end up going up a rook. Now he has, the next move he can make would be to push his pawn down here, which is a very scary proposition, right? But I can still get my rook over in time to defend against that. Or actually, yeah, because he could push straight down. Yeah, so I'm safe on this one. So I consider this one to be a win because my mouse slipped. So, oops, it says I failed it, but I feel like it should be a win. But anyway, these are the kind of puzzles that I recommend. They're not like super crazy good at training you because there are some times where, so this was a puzzle rated at 1336. You can see my puzzle rating is less. So I should have got it correct, in my opinion, so I would have gone up a little bit in rating. I only went down 8 points because, well, we'll talk about ELO later. That's not really important. But in any event, so this was what I do. Like, so they're not perfect training tools. Like, this is not going to, doing these kind of puzzles is not going to make you a world-class chess champion. There are some puzzles that are a little questionable in how they're solved, but that's okay. Like they're just fun puzzles to do, and they get your mind in chess gear, and they're a great exercise to see and start spotting some of these tactics, like that one that happened in Jordan's game. You'll see those checkmate patterns happen. Like here's something, right? Like we got this thing. I'm in black pieces, and my opponent has this opportunity here. He could do that thing where he goes here. His next move could simply be he captures there, puts me in check. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. See, he puts me in check. I have to move. I cannot do anything with my queen, so I move out of the way, and he captures a free queen. Well, no, it's not free. It's not free. So we got that. Back it up. Okay, but these are the kind of puzzles and tactics you look for. Should we finish this one? This is what happens. You go just one more game, right? Just one more game. But here, look, here's a tactic. I can take his bishop here. He takes my bishop. I take. He takes back. I can take with my king. So yeah, I think the option here is just take with the bishop. Take that, yeah. He decides to go for a trade, so I end up going up a bishop in that exchange. So, undefended piece here in the middle. I have it attacked. I'm not undefended. I have it attacked twice. He has it defended once. So, I can go up material. And by taking, if I had taken with this first, then my opponent can slide down here, put me in check, force me to take back that way, and then he comes across. Again, it is still defended, but it gets a little complicated, so we'd have to look at that a little bit longer. But yeah, either way, take a piece. He could have gone here and taken me back, or he could have gone there. He decided to take the queen. I took back. I end up going up material. So a bishop and then a queen exchange. So I'm up a bishop in that. You see, this was a rated higher. I got up 16 points. So yay, I get my points back. But that's how it goes. Anyway, guys, these are the puzzles. If you want to do some puzzles yourself, I encourage you. I think they're fun. It's a great way to just pass the time, and there's no pressure. There's no time frame. You just do them whenever you want. Later, guys.